In the early 19th century, the South China Sea was rife with piracy and lawlessness, a turbulent expanse of maritime chaos that seemed impossible to conquer. However, amid this chaos emerged an astonishing figure, one whose influence and power would change the course of piracy forever. Zheng Yi Sao, known in the West as Qing Shih. Her story is not just one of sheer audacity and cunning, but of a formidable character who rose from seemingly insignificant beginnings to become the most powerful pirate in history, commanding an extraordinary fleet of 1,800 ships and a veritable army of 70,000 men. This vast fleet made her a force not just of the sea, but a formidable power even the Qing Dynasty feared and respected. Born Shuyang in 1775, Zheng Yi Sao's early life was typical of many women of her time, yet it was pivotal in shaping her pirate destiny. Working as a prostitute on a floating brothel in Canton, she married the notorious pirate captain Zheng Yi in 1801. This union was not one of mere convenience, it was a strategic alliance. Zheng Yi recognized her intelligence, and she soon became instrumental in consolidating power among disparate pirate factions. Her influence began to swell as she seized leadership roles, ultimately earning the trust and respect of hard-bitten pirates. Her meteoric rise to power underscores a significant departure from the typical narratives of piracy dominated by men and masculine brutishness. Not only did Zheng Yi Sao assert command after her husband's death in 1807, but she also crafted a stringent code of laws that strengthened her command over her pirate confederation. Her legal framework included strict disciplinary measures that enforced loyalty and efficiency, with harsh penalties ensuring obedience. This was not merely rule by iron fist, it was a blend of negotiation skills, tactical prowess, and an understanding of human motivations, ensuring her fleet's success and survival. An example of her deft maneuvering was the negotiation in 1810 with the Chinese government to secure amnesty for herself and her followers. This remarkable feat did not only bring an end to her piracy, but allowed her to retire as a wealthy and respected individual. Her story challenges the traditional perceptions of leadership and power, especially during a period where women's roles were constrained by cultural norms. It highlights not only the criminal enterprise she headed, but her unyielding spirit and strategic brilliance that left an indelible mark on history. Yet, her legacy also prompts discussions about governance, leadership ethics, and the morality of piracy. How Zheng Yi Sao navigated these waters connects deeply to themes of crime and power, underscoring the complex dynamics of command and control during one of history's most fascinating pirate eras. Zheng Yi Sao, or Qing Shih as she is more widely known, rose to prominence in the early 19th century, becoming an unforgettable figure in maritime history. Her ascent began when she married the infamous pirate Zheng Yi, and swiftly proved herself as more than just the wife of an outlaw. She possessed a remarkable acumen for leadership and a strategic mind perfectly suited to the cutthroat world of piracy. By the time Zheng Yi died, Zheng Yi Sao was well on her way to mastering the art of building not just a crew, but an entire pirate confederation known as the Red Flag Fleet. The Red Flag Fleet, under Zheng Yi Sao's command, evolved into a formidable armada encompassing a staggering 70,000 pirates and hundreds of ships. Her fleet dominated the waters of the South China Sea, operating with a strict code of conduct that Zheng Yi Sao implemented to maintain discipline and order. This code included regulations around the distribution of loot and treated captured women with uncharacteristic decency for the era. Through these rules, she ensured loyalty and reduced infighting, key to sustaining such a vast operation. The significance of the Red Flag Fleet lay not only in its size, but in its impact on major trade routes. The fleet's activities disrupted the commercial and military functions of the Qing Dynasty, European colonial forces, and other states. Rather than mere banditry, Zheng Yi Sao's piracy was akin to a formidable parallel government on the high seas, capable of forcing even the mightiest powers of the time to negotiate on her terms. The British, Portuguese, and Chinese authorities found themselves outmaneuvered repeatedly, often resorting to bribery or treaties for respite from her relentless assaults. One prominent example of the fleet's power was its hold on the Pearl River Delta, which effectively made it the gateway for trade with southern China. Another was Zheng Yi Sao's ability to enforce her edicts and manage resources as effectively as any contemporary naval force. However, leading such a large fleet was fraught with challenges. The constant threat of mutiny or rival factions, coupled with the fierce opposition from established navies, tested her continually. Moreover, alternative viewpoints critiqued her iron-fisted rule and the ruthlessness with which she maintained control. In connection with power dynamics and crime, Zheng Yi Sao's rise and the formation of the Red Flag Fleet underscore how women can wield power in environments traditionally dominated by men. Her command challenged prevailing gender norms and redefined the limits of what was achievable beyond societal expectations. The existence and success of the Red Flag Fleet forged crucial links between crime, governance, and gender, creating a legacy that endures in pirate lore to this day. Her story is a testament to the potent synergy of strategy, leadership, and sheer audacity, immortalized in history as the single largest pirate fleet ever documented. Zheng Yi Sao, often referred to as the Pirate Queen, was a formidable leader whose tactics were not only revolutionary for her time, but also effective in commanding an immense pirate fleet that challenged even the most powerful governments of the period. Understanding her leadership tactics involves dissecting the unique blend of strategy, charisma, and ruthlessness she employed to build and maintain control over a pirate confederation that included roughly 70,000 crew members and 1,800 ships. Firstly, Zheng Yi Sao was known for her strong, centralized command structure. Unlike typical pirate organizations, which were often chaotic and unstructured, she implemented a strict code that maintained order and loyalty within the ranks. Punishments for crimes such as theft or desertion from her fleet were severe, demonstrating her zero-tolerance policy for insubordination. This created a disciplined environment where respect for authority was absolute and ensured that her commands were executed without question. Her ability to negotiate and form strategic alliances also underscored her leadership acumen. One notable tactic was her incorporation of pirates from different backgrounds into her fleet, thus expanding her influence and fostering a sense of unity among diverse groups. She was adept at leveraging these alliances to strengthen her position against both rival factions and the Qing Dynasty's navy, which struggled to suppress her reign of dominance over the South China Sea. Zheng Yi Sao's leadership also extended to understanding the importance of economic resources. She established a functional system that ensured goods and profits obtained from raids were distributed fairly, which garnered loyalty and motivation among her subordinates. For instance, her fleet's success in capturing and controlling vital trade routes meant that she held considerable economic power. Her ability to turn piracy into a lucrative enterprise solidified her leadership and further intimidated even the most resistant authorities. However, her rise to power was not without challenges. The nature of pirate alliances, inherently volatile due to individual agendas, required her to continuously navigate political tensions and potential betrayals. Additionally, her notoriety brought the concerted efforts of formidable governments to curtail her influence. Still, leasing her power to bargain peace treaties showed her tactical adaptability and intelligence in leadership, ultimately portraying her as a formidable opponent, even to those with far superior resources. In connection to the broader themes of crime and power, Zheng Yi Sao's leadership tactics illustrate the intersection of charisma, strategic brilliance, and strict governance. Her story exemplifies how authoritative leadership combined with diplomatic cunning can bring not only disruption to established systems, but also result in a long-standing legacy revered for its audacity and success in an era dominated by male figures. Zheng Yi Sao, also known as Qing Shih, expertly wielded her power not only through force, but through shrewd diplomatic maneuvering. By the early 19th century, she commanded a confederation of pirate fleets so vast it rivaled the naval powers of established nations. With over 70,000 followers and 1,800 ships under her command, she significantly disrupted trade routes and challenged the Qing Dynasty, Chinese provincial governments, and even European colonial powers patrolling the South China Sea. What stands out about Zheng Yi Sao is not just the scale of her piracy, but her ability to negotiate with the same entities she terrorized. Recognizing the limits of sustained conflict, she strategically employed diplomacy to secure considerable advantages. One of her most astonishing feats was brokering a peace deal with the Qing government. This remarkable negotiation was both audacious and pragmatic. In 1810, with increasing pressure from the Chinese Navy and changing political climate, Zheng Yi Sao decided to negotiate a surrender. However, this was no ordinary capitulation. She sought terms that would ensure the safety and freedom of her pirates. The agreement allowed her crew to keep their wealth, granted them amnesty for past crimes, and even offered official positions within the government ranks, a testament to her unparalleled diplomatic acumen. Such negotiations are exceptional in maritime history, underscoring her unique ability to transform a criminal fleet into a recognized entity with legal protections. One specific example that highlights her adeptness was when rival pirate lords and weakened coastal settlements sought alliances with her. Knowing when to enforce her will through sheer might and when to form strategic alliances gave her a pivotal edge. The Portuguese colonial authorities, faced with the security of their trade interests too, preferred negotiating safe passages over engaging in protracted battles. While her prowess is undeniably impressive, this period of negotiation also reveals various challenges and criticisms. Some questioned the long-term sustainability of pirate alliances and the potential for betrayal among former foes. Moreover, there were ethical concerns related to negotiating with a pirate entity known for brutality. Would such negotiations inadvertently legitimize piracy? Critics feared it might set dangerous precedents, influencing other pirate factions to demand similar concessions. Zheng Yi Sao's strategic diplomacy connects deeply with broader themes of crime and power dynamics. She maneuvered her pirate empire from outright rebellion into a realm where power was acknowledged and negotiated on equal footing. Her story illustrates how conventional boundaries between crime and legitimacy can blur, transforming a notorious pirate into a historical figure of unmatched influence.